Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dereck Blair, president and founder of Caprock Financial Group, and this is Caprock Wealth and Wellness, and I want to thank you for taking time to join us. This is the Caprock blueprint to a richer, more balanced life. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us here at the office at 806-749-7870. My email is Dereck@caprockfinancialgroup.com. That's Dereck, D-E-R-E-C-K. And super excited about today. It's college football is back. We've got a Texas Tech game tonight. We've got Dr. Kallie with us today, and it's just a great start to the day, to the weekend. And before we jump in with Dr. Kallie, we've had some great questions come in, but something I wanted to address real quick was a question I got after our show last Saturday. We had Dr. Kallie last Saturday talk about some really important health and just overall well-being. But somebody asked me, said, Dereck, you're a financial planner, and why is it so important to you that you're talking about the wellness and the health of overall, just people? And so I thought about it for a few minutes, and it's a pretty easy answer. Number one, in this business, we see the goods and the bads of everything. We see people that are very successful financially. We see people that are hurting for money. We see people that have wonderful retirements, wonderful lives. They enjoy their kids, their grandkids. And as rewarding as it is, sometimes it's tough and sometimes it's sad. And so I come from the wellness part as from my family itself, from my grandpa, from what I've seen in this business. And it is just so, we're living longer than ever before. And I think, Dr. Kallie, you can attest to this, that we just want to see people, I think as a Christian value, you just want to see people do well. You want to see people succeed, people strive. And I think that's why I've built Caprock the way I have. And it's so important to me that whether you work with me or not financially, I want people to be healthy, and I want people to feel good, and I want them to enjoy the best chapter of their life. And even if they're not in that chapter of retirement, I want them to enjoy it. And I think my answer is I just want people to be better overall. And I think you're the same way.
That's exactly. I mean, people come to me when they're in pain. Same with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like the worst days of their lives, the most pain that they've ever been in, they'll come and see me. But I also have individuals who are, maybe they have some aches and pains, maybe they have some things, but it's not the worst that it's ever been. And then I also have people that strictly come to me for wellness. So I don't have a definition of the patient in my office.
Yeah.
All I care about is, are you able to live out your God-given purpose on on this planet for the time that we do have? Because I can't, nor can you, we can't prolong your life. Right. I mean, we can't add years to your life, right, but we can add life to your years.
Yes.
And that's what I strive to do with every single patient. I don't know when your last day is. You can come in and be like, I am finally out of pain. And then unfortunately, you pass away the very next day. But did you live a fruitful life in the years that you had?
Yes.
That's what I care about. And I know that's what you care about as well.
Yeah, it's the same thing for us, is that when people go into retirement, they say, I don't know if I have enough to live. I don't know if my money's going to last. And that breaks my heart, because this is supposed to be a great chapter. You put in 40 years, 50 years of working, and then you're coming to the best. And now all of a sudden you have to stop because you don't know the answer. And so instead of being proactive, you become reactive, and you're not enjoying it. You're not taking advantage of it. You're not, my mom is one of the greatest people in the world, and I love it to death. That the way she is with her grandkids is, man, she'll jump in the pool with them. She'll jump on the trampoline with them. And she's a 70, I'm not going to say her age, I'll get in trouble, but
45.
Exactly. 45. She's still 45, but she's physically active with the grandkids and great grandkids. And it's awesome to watch. And so she's living life to the fullest, which is a blessing for our family.
And the sad part or the side of it as a Christian, as a believer, I see people, and I know you can attest to this, but I see people kind of use scripture to back why they couldn't live out that life. And what I mean is they'll say, oh, this disease or this symptom is my thorn because I can't get rid of it. And they'll say, just like Paul had a thorn that he spoke about, I have a thorn. And I'm going, whoa, wait. But when did it say that Paul just threw in the towel and said, this is my thorn?
I'm stopping. Yeah.
He goes, no, it's a thorn, but God is bigger. And so I want people to understand that, no, your largest investment should be in your health. Your largest investment should be in your health, whether that's your finances or whether that's your time. Those are the only things that you technically have control over, your finances and your time. Are you going to invest it in things? Which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But your largest investment should be in your health. And you should not be viewing it from a point of, my health is just, well, it's my genetics. Or, and you just kind of throw in your towel.
Yeah.
Live out your best life. Do what it takes to get into the best. I'm not saying perfect, but into your best. One of my favorite things that my first chiropractor ever said to me, Dr. Meyer Miller at Restoration Dallas Chiropractic in Dallas, Texas, a MaxLiving chiropractor, said, you're going to heal to your 100%.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's 100% is different.
Everybody has a different 100%.
Exactly.
Just like everybody has a different percentage that they can invest in their wealth, right? But what are you able to do? What is your 100%? But we don't know. We don't know until you actually push to see what your 100% is. She didn't claim that I would be seizure free for the rest of my life or wouldn't have ulcerative colitis or PCOS, you name it. No, she said, we're going to try to get you to heal to your 100%. And that's what people need to be looking at.
Yeah.
We should not be separating professions away from our wellness.
Well, for sure.
Okay, you're in finances. Finances is about investment. You should be investing in the thing that matters most.
You're the first investment. We're the first investment of ourselves. You know, I kind of got punched in the mouth a little bit yesterday, Dr. Kallie. I met with a couple out of Shallow Water, as a matter of fact. I've known them for a long time, lived in Shallow Water, I believe their whole life, honestly. And sat down with this couple, started looking at maybe a retirement plan, found out that the husband had a heart attack 2 weeks ago. And it was a widowmaker. It should have took him, but for a miracle and for God, he's here. And now all of a sudden that plan is we've got to take care of ourselves. We're going to start therapy September 9th. We're praying for them, and it's going to be a change in their life because this is something that, he's not going to lay down and take it. He's going to start exercise. He's going to take care of himself. So I'm super excited for him. But these are things that have just happened. This is part of life, but don't lay down. Go take advantage of it. Go work hard and go better yourself.
Well, we live in a definite area like the South that thinks it will never happen to me. It will never happen to me. And then when it does, that's when all of a sudden, as you said, like we kind of get this hit and we go, I need to make a change. Because if I don't, I'm going to return to this or I'm going to die. And unfortunately, that sounds harsh, but that's the reality of it. A near and dear family friend of mine, never on a medication, never once, never had any diagnosis whatsoever. 3 months after I opened my first practice, I get a phone call, diagnosed with prostate cancer. He's never had a diagnosis, never been on a blood pressure medication, never has touched a medication outside of your typical like Advils or something like that. Prostate cancer. This individual had the opportunity to think, okay, what can I change? And unfortunately, they're doing fine. They're doing fine. But many times it has to get to a cancer diagnosis to change us. Yes. Or a widowmaker style heart attack to make the changes. When in reality, we need to be looking at this now, not after a diagnosis.
Yep.
How about we prevent the diagnosis, or at least do what we can to prevent a diagnosis?
Yes, ma'am. I agree 100%, and I'm glad you brought that up. So let's jump into this real quick. So we did have some questions that came in, and I'd like to go over these with you because it was pretty interesting. Some of the people that wrote in and called us and had just some general questions about what we talked about. One of them that's just kind of basic is what's more important for long-term health: strength training, cardio, or stretching? And this comes from Joe in Lubbock, and that's a tough one because. And from where I come from and what I'm looking at, they're all equally important in their own ways.
Correct.
So kind of, if you're looking for someone who's looking to get started, who may be pretty sedentary, not doing a whole lot, or sedentary, not doing a lot of physical, where would you recommend is the best starting point for someone?
If I had to rank them, okay, gun to my head, hey, Dr. Kallie, you have to rank these three from strength training, cardio, and stretching in an order of importance. Because my initial is you can combine all three.
Yes.
You can do all three in one situation. But if I had to rank them, I would probably go strength training, cardio, stretching.
Okay.
Now, I'm a chiropractor. I'm all about flexibility.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
why is stretching the lowest? Well, I look at it this way. Strength training, there's a law. It's called Wolff's Law. Okay. The best example of Wolff's Law would be a callus on your hands. The more you pound on something, the more you apply pressure, the thicker something becomes, right? So our feet have calluses on them because we walk on them.
Okay.
Okay. That's Wolff's Law. With people who have osteoporosis, the best thing that you could possibly do is not go for a jog. It's go weight train, because we have to build bone density. So doing a light to moderate weight training, strength and conditioning, right? You're actually building up that density of the bone. So the number one thing I tell people with osteoporosis, do some weight training, 5 pounds, if that's all you can do. But you're applying pressure, building more bone.
Okay.
So the reason why I say, so that's with strength training, not just for people with osteoporosis, but you also continue to burn after you're done weightlifting. So your body goes into this metabolic state while you're weight training, and it will continue depending on the intensity level of that strength training for up to 30 minutes to an hour, if not 2 hours after you work out. You're tearing the muscle in the best sense, and you're building on new muscle.
Okay.
Cardiovascular or cardio training would be my second, because we need to train our heart. We need to get circulation in our body. So you have to apply some sort of cardio. This is why you can combine a lot of these into one.
Yes, ma'am.
But you need to build up that cardiovascular muscle. And the only way to do that is to fluctuate your heart rate.
Okay. So okay. So the next one was, this lady says, I walk every day. What can I do to stimulate my heart while walking? So she said, she brought it up that you said, hey, we need to raise it. We need to lower it, need to raise it. Well, she does walking. She doesn't do any other. What's something she can be doing while she's walking to get that heart rate up?
Combine that strength training. You can put some 5-pound weights in your hands. You're going to start huffing and puffing a little bit more if you're walking a mile with, 10 pounds extra.
Is that where all these weighted vests are coming from?
Yes.
Is that what this is?
Absolutely. Some of the most well-trained, fit individuals in our military, right, are like Navy SEALs. Mm-hmm. Or Army Rangers. And during their initial training, they do rucksacks. They are told that they have to carry rucksacks, and they're heavy. Now, they're training for multiple reasons why they're doing that, but it also improves their cardiovascular health. When they're running on the, away from battle, or not away, we don't retreat, we're USA, but like running into battle or into something, they need to be able to withstand a lot more. We as just everyday people need to be doing the same. Maybe not for the same reasons, but they do rucksacks. We should have a weighted vest or have something in hands. Another is, if you don't want to go out and purchase something, simply change your intensity of your walk. So you can do that doing 2 ways. One, do a speed walk for a little bit. You can use if you have an Apple Watch or your phone, and set it for intervals of 1 minute. 1 minute, just walk. And then maybe do like 1.5 minutes of more of a speed walk.
Okay.
And then go back down to a 1 minute.
Okay.
It's like slower. And then speed it back. You are doing this. In Colombia, the second one is a lot easier, or in really any other place, and that is find a hill.
Yeah, not going to happen here.
We don't have a whole lot of hills in Lubbock. But changing your incline. So if you are on a treadmill, change the incline. You don't have to increase your speed, but you're changing the incline to allow more, not friction, but more challenge to your walk. Mm-hmm. So you're going to increase your heart rate again.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Good deal. Cindy from Shallow Water, she asked, what are some daily habits you recommend for overall spine health? And that's a tough one, because that could be all kinds of things.
So first and foremost, get adjusted. I mean, it doesn't have to be 4 times a week, but make it a regular thing where you go in at least once a week or once every other week. Get adjusted, because that unfixates the spine to allow for more mobility.
Okay.
So that's one. But on an everyday basis, you have to get it moving. So I'm not anti anything, really. I'm anti things. It's an oxymoron. But Many people think I need to go get an exercise ball to sit on at work. That was a big trend. If you remember, it was like, hey, if you just switch out your office chair for an exercise ball, you're going to lose weight. Though there's some truth, it's kind of now a myth. Because what has occurred is people get an exercise ball, and if you've ever seen someone after about 30 minutes or to an hour sitting at their desk on an exercise ball, their whole posture has completely changed, and the ball is far away from their desk, and they're leaning forward, they're hunched over like this, and it's not helpful.
Okay.
So what you should do instead is invest in a wobble cushion. A wobble cushion does not change your posture. In fact, it actually will improve your posture while sitting at a desk. A wobble cushion is exactly what it sounds like. It's like like 1, maybe 2 feet wide and then 4 inches thick, but it fills up with some air, and you during your day can literally do called yes, no's, and maybes. Say yeses with your spine, open and close, rounding the shoulders, improving circulation in the body, moving that spine back and forth. I call it personally the maybes, because you say maybe like this. It's the female version of reach for your bag to pay for dinner, but then say, oh yeah, he's got it. Act like you're reaching for your purse. And then your nose are those rotation. Rotation is the number one cause of disc herniations or disc bulges, because it's the motion that we don't do the most of. And so getting those active rotations on that wobble cushion is brilliant for your spine. A lot of people think they should be more passive with their spine and get decompression tables and things like that. That's not bad. The problem becomes when you're trying to decompress and people don't realize, because it feels good, because gravity's always playing a role. They lay on these tables that invert them, like the inversion tables, for like 15, 20, 30 minutes because it feels so good. But that's actually stretching those ligaments for too long. So I'm not anti-inversion tables. For many people, it's great relief. But just be cautious on how long you're doing it. Really, to improve your spinal health is to get motion. Motion is life. I said this, I think, last week. If you're not moving, you're dead.
Yes.
How do you get circulation? Well, it works off of a pump. So you got to get a pump going to get into your legs and your feet, everything.
Okay. Wobble cushion. All right. I'll look into that. Something we can grab on Amazon. I'm pretty sure.
You could, but you can also come to the office. We do that before every single adjustment. And all of our patients get the home care that we have in the office for their home as well. So it would include a wobble cushion.
And the name of that office is MaxLiving Chiropractic. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. But last question, Marjorie from Lubbock. So she's had high blood pressure, and she has since a young age. Other than medication, what are some things that she could start doing maybe to help with that blood pressure? Is that going to be just the daily exercise?
This is a hard one to answer for multiple reasons, but one is what's causing it. So the first thing I would say is what's causing the high blood pressure. What's the root cause of the blood pressure increase? The body doesn't just increase your blood pressure for no reason. The body's always working for your good. A fever's not a bad thing. It's trying to kill off whatever has infiltrated the body, right? That's another example. So your blood pressure doesn't just raise. There's a reason. So to speak to this specifically would be based on what is the root cause. So if you're on a medication currently, what that's doing is artificially, in essence, bringing your blood pressure into more of a manageable place. If you stop taking the medication, what would happen?
Okay.
It's going to go back up. So when someone says, what else can I do for my blood pressure? Well, if you're 300 pounds overweight, I would say we got to work on your weight loss and look at your nutrition if that's why the blood pressure has gone up. But if, let's say you don't hit any of the major markers of a typical some person with high blood pressure, meaning obesity or another disease or diagnosis, and it's simply like, nope, I'm within my body weight, everything, I would be looking to the spine, to the nervous system. That's what I would do. And I'd say, is there any pressure on the nervous system of the nerves that go to your heart? Because if so, I always say it this way, the brain has to send an impulse down the spinal cord, out the spinal nerves to your heart for it to beat, right?
Okay.
Because if I go in and I snip all the nerves that go to your heart, what would happen to your heart?
Stops.
No, chiropractors do not snip nerves. I just want to clarify that. This is an analogy. But what if there is pressure on the spinal cord or spinal nerves causing a stenosing or narrowing effect, decreasing the amount of impulse from brain to heart? Is it going to continue to work at its most optimal level, or is it going to decrease in function over time? It's going to decrease in function.
Yeah.
The American Heart Association and the American Medical Association worked together and found that it takes upwards to 10 years for cardiovascular disease to develop. It's not instantaneous. So it took 10 years on average for someone to develop cardiovascular disease. So then I ask, so if there's pressure on that nerve, and it can take, maybe it's not instantaneous, you don't feel it at first, but that pressure over time will lead to things like high blood pressure or low blood pressure, cholesterol buildup, you name it, right? And this is why it hurts, because many times people come in and say, there's nothing wrong with me, I just have high blood pressure. It's like, well, there is. We just need to find the root cause. So to answer that, I would say you really need to go check your spine and your nervous system, get that clear. Then we can look at other areas. Is it a nutritional thing? Is it something else?
And I love that answer from Dr. Kallie, and that's why she's on this show, and that's why I wanted to team up with her about this, because you're not making a diagnosis. You're not just going to, hey, we're going to fix it this way without knowing the background. And that's exactly why we work good together. And that's why I'm excited you're here, because that's what we do is let's get to the background. Let's get to the wants. Let's get to the needs and what's happening behind the scenes to make this what it is. And then once we figure that out, then we can start stepping forward and doing it the right way. Instead of just saying, hey, we're going to put this round, or we're going to put this square peg in a round hole and make it fit one way or the other. No, we're going to make them fit together the way they're supposed to.
One of my favorite things as of recent is I was having a talk with another chiropractor in Charlotte, and we decided, like, hey, let's ask the question of, if you had to summarize health or someone's health in 5 words or less. And I said, you heal when there's no interference, right? And same in wealth, right? Or in finances. If you want something and you're not able to obtain it, what's the interference? What's the obstacle that's keeping you from being able to achieve that, right? Because there's something. It's not just the world is coming against you, right? Like, there's something in place that is keeping you from achieving this. And the best analogy I could come up with in the moment was, hey, it's football season. Yay. Like, right? Like, I am stoked. Special teams. If the receiver catches that ball and they start running and they've put every single person in place, their special teams, their blockers are placed where they should be going, he's going to have a perfect runway to the end zone. But he had to put the work in. They had to train on special teams at practice. They had to train for any type of obstacle that came at them. With some teams, they had to practice a certain way in preparation. Shoot, he still has to run from end zone to score. But the thing was, he was able to score because there were no obstacles. There was no interference. He might still be on oxygen on the sideline, high-fiving his friends, but he just had to run from end zone to end zone. But the thing was, he prepped for it. So they achieved their goal on special teams. That's how I view your health. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, that thing coming at you is not your fault, so let it hit you.
Yeah.
No. But you need to be a victor, not a victim. Put the time, effort, work in, investments in the things that you are wanting to achieve. And it's amazing how you can achieve those. Some just have it easier than others, like Texas Tech. They just have it easier. They're just better, right? Maybe I've gone too far. I don't know.
I like it. I like it. It's going to be a good day today. We got a few minutes left, and something that I did want to jump into was nutrition. I really want to jump into this.
A quick conversation.
Yes. So, I think overall, I think with the MAHA movement, with some of the things Kennedy's trying to do, I feel like there's kind of starting to be a movement of just overall better health, of eating better, of taking care of what we're putting in our bodies, more holistic, more natural remedies rather than running to narcotics, pharmaceuticals. as a chiropractor, and in your practice, we've talked about this, how important is the nutrition side of it in a person's well-being?
Everything.
It is, isn't it? It is.
I mean, if you put junk in, you're going to get junk out.
Yeah. Well,
if you put good in, you're going to get great out.
Yeah, because me, for example, when I work out, if I work out and I have a good workout that day, I don't want to drink a Dr. Pepper, or I don't want to put something toxic in my body. I want to have some clean protein. I want to have some clean foods, some vegetables that I know is going to be great nutrition that's going to help build these muscles and help build my body. That when I do good on the exercise side, I do good on the nutrition side.
And so everything works off of something. So if you work, as you were just saying, like you exercise, you're going to crave to want to get the most out of the exercise you just did.
Don't want to waste it.
We don't want to waste it. Like I ran 9 miles a few days ago. I don't want to waste those 9 miles and go home and just eat junk food all day, pizza, all the things, and go, well, I ran 9 miles, therefore I deserve this. Mm-hmm. It's like, no. I want to grow through that. I want to get healthier because I ran. It was hard. It was hot. Like I want to get the most out of it. So the most simple, because nutrition is its own. I mean, people study this for life, right? There are literal doctors of nutrition out there. But the most simple way to change your nutrition is God-made over man-made. Mm-hmm. Don't overcomplicate that. Did God make it or did man make it?
Real quick, what is that they say? If you just stay to the outside aisle in the grocery store, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Because that's where your milks, cheeses, your vegetables, your meats.
Don't overcomplicate it. Yes, in my office, I will sit down with you and talk about the numbers that you'll find on an apple and which numbers are organic, which numbers are conventional. You know, we can get into the nitty gritty of it. But at the end of the day, I'd rather you still just eat an apple over a Pop-Tart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So don't overcomplicate it. And people love to. It's kind of like levels of nutrition. If you go with God-made over man-made and you just stick with that for, let's say, 2 weeks, you're going to see a massive shift in your energy levels. Mm-hmm. You're going to see a massive shift, yes, in your weight, but I'm going to say this. Your nutrition should not be solely because you want to just lose weight. I hate to say that. Many people are like, but, and I'm like, no. If your goal is to lose weight, that's fine. But your goal really should just be, I want to be a healthier version of who I am.
Just overall healthier.
I just want to be healthier.
Yes.
Because health and achieving health is an infinite game. There is no end zone that you can run to in your health. I know you used that analogy earlier, but what I'm referring to is there is no end zone until the good Lord says, good and faithful servant, and he takes you. But if you have a goal with your nutrition or your workouts or whatever it is, and it's simply just it's not, but to lose weight, there is a point that you'll get to that you go, well, achieved it. And many times people fall right back into the habits that put them in that situation to begin with. So it's a lot better just to focus on, I want to live a healthier life. Mm-hmm. Put goalposts.
If I lose weight, it's a bonus.
That's right.
Yeah.
And many times if you do, you will.
Yes.
So when it comes to nutrition, yes, when I say God made, did men get involved and create things so that it lasts longer on shelves?
Yes.
If so, well, to what extent? Did they have to have preservatives? Did they add coloring? This blew my mind. Long story short, there was this packet that my parents had, and I was looking at the back of it, and it was dried fruit. And my dad goes, it's so healthy. I was like, all right. So I turned it over. Here are the ingredients. And people need to know when it comes to ingredients, whatever is listed first. It's not alphabetical. Whatever is listed first on an ingredient label is what it's mostly made of. And then it gets less and less, right?
So the fruit was at the bottom.
It was cane sugar. And then it went to like another additive of some sort for preservative purposes. And then it got to, I think it was kiwis, and then it was a kiwi. And then after that, it was red and blue and yellow food dyes. I'm going, it's fruit. Why did we have to add more sugar? So already fruit has fructose. That's an okay sugar. It's fine, right?
Yep.
Certain fruits have more than other fruits. But then on top of that, we added sucrose, which is no bueno. Our body does not need necessarily white sugar in our body. And then they added food dyes. And you're going, it's fruit. It's already a lime green color. Like, it's kiwi. That's where, as Americans, we get so mixed up in our nutrition because things will look healthy. Oh, it's dried fruit. That's how it was marketed. It's dried fruit. You flip over the ingredients, and now we get confused because it has all these other things in it.
Yeah.
Lubbock is so blessed, I do have to say. We have more health food stores than even Columbia, South Carolina, where I came from. We have more. We have natural grocers. We have a lot of supplement stores around here, right? Like, we have so many opportunities to go in, and like natural grocers, for example, they have someone there that you can go ask, can you help me? And you can tell her, and she'll go, yeah, I can walk around with you.
And they know what they're talking about.
And they know what they're talking about. And if you say, oh, I have arthritis, or I have a high inflammatory disease and I need a low inflammatory diet, they can help you. And I've partnered with natural grocers, and we're going to be doing a shop with a doc next month where you walk around with myself, and then we go in a classroom and do a nutrition consult.
So let's go into that. So we've got to wrap this up because this has gone really fast, and I really appreciate it. But how do we find you? How can the people find you? Where do they need to go to?
So you can go online and simply search MaxLiving. That's MaxLiving, Living, Lubbock, and my website will come up.
Okay.
But another way to get in direct contact with me and maybe this is bad, but I'm going to share my cell phone number. You can directly reach out to me. That is 503-975-3331. You can call me to schedule an appointment if you would like to do that. You can also text the number 806-701-1269, or you can email us at admin at maxlivinglubbock.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Kallie. I appreciate it so much. And I appreciate you taking the last 2 weeks and visit with us. This has been some great information. Again, this is Caprock Wealth and Wellness, the Caprock Blueprint to a Richer, More Balanced Life. And this is not the last time you're going to see Dr. Kallie on this radio show. I enjoy visiting with her. I've already set my appointment. I'm looking forward to seeing her and kind of finding out what's going on with my body and seeing what I can improve on. But just thank you so much for your time, and we just wish you the best on your business.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for letting me come on.
Heck yeah. Well, y'all have a great day. Let's go cheer tech on. It's going to be a fun one. And we wish everybody the best, and we hope you have a great day.